Happy St Patrick's Day.
Oh, very nice.
I forgot to wear green today. Should have. Never mind. Oh yeah, I have got green. Here we are. A little bit. So, councillors and members of the public, we have a very, very full agenda today, an awful lot to get through, and hopefully we can keep focused and get through it all. So we have apologies from Councillor Clow for absence. We have Deputy Mayor Hulse, Councillor Quacks, Councillor Filipina and Member Taipari for lateness. I'll move those. Someone second them, please. Thank you. Councillor Penrose, all those in favour? Against, carried. Declarations of interest. I'm sure we're all very, very interested. Confirmation of minutes. Minutes of the 25th of February. Also move. I got a seconder for those.
Yeah,
Councillor Cooper, thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against, carried. Petitions, no public input, no local board input, no extraordinary business.
Madam Chair.
Oh, sorry, Mr Mayor.
No, that's okay. Extraordinary or good news business. Can I just briefly give the councillors and the staff who are here just an update. The Lee Kuan Yew Prize, you'll be aware that we went for the prize. For the Global City of the Year, I've just received a letter and it says, thank you for your submission to the prize. I'm pleased to inform you that the Prize Council and Nominating Committee have decided to recognise Auckland with a special mention. We have a special mention in beside Toronto, Sydney and Vienna, and the winner of the prize, so in effect we are equal second, and the winner of the prize is Medellin, which is a very significant city of South America, Colombia. They reduced their homicide rate from about 360 per annum down to 30 per annum over a 5-year period. They have done some extraordinary work. The panel's jury was highly impressed with their city's amalgamation of the former fractured governance structures into a super council, a feat that will certainly be an inspiration for many other cities in the world. Your leadership in spearheading the ambitious Auckland plan is highly remarkable, and you and your colleagues have shown that even the world's most remote city can turn things around. However, the jury panel notes that the transformation results of the plan, while promising, are still in its early stages. Nonetheless, we strongly encourage Auckland to submit again for future prizes. For future cycles of the prizes, your city is indeed a strong contender. Medellin was second last time, 2 years ago. So, Madam Chair, thank you for that. The letter and the citation, which gives a longer description of Auckland's perceptions through the eyes of the panel, will be circulated straight away.
Thank you very much, Mr Mayor. Very good. So, no notices of motion, so we come to item number 9. And first up, we have a presentation from Auckland Philharmonia Orchestra. Can I also welcome 2 members of Creative New Zealand who are also here, and of course the board of RAFA. Getting it wrong. Okay. Thank you. So, Barbara, lovely to see you. Thank you very much.
Good morning, councillors, and thank you very much for the opportunity to speak this morning. I'd like to introduce Geraint Martin, who's our chairman, who I think most of you know by now. And just to make sure you're all awake and to really get to the heart of what the APO is about, I'd like to introduce some of our musicians now. We have...
Are they going to perform?
Yes.
Fantastic.
We'll just give you a little wake up. So to begin with, our concertmaster, Andrew Beer.
Oh, yeah. shouldn't have heard news.
And now just to give you a taste of some of the other work that we do, Andrew and our principal percussionist, Eric Rennick, are going to play just a minute for you with one of Auckland's and New Zealand's future young drum stars, Holly Isherwood.
Oh, can hardly see it.
Very small.
Very much.
Great.
We need more of that.
Yes.
Wake
So
people
look,
up.
we were keen to give you this little demonstration because I think it actually encapsulates a lot of what the APO is about. The highest level, professional level playing, which would be at home on any stage. And in fact, Andrew is soloist with the orchestra in just a couple of weeks, and we're in the middle of, at the moment, of the final rehearsal, in fact, opening night tonight of Nixon in China, and this will probably be news to Andrew as much as it is to everybody else in the room, but the conductor, who's an international American conductor, was saying to us a couple of days ago that Andrew is actually one of the best concertmasters he's ever worked with anywhere in the world. And I think that's, So I just think that just speaks a lot about the calibre of where the APO's got to, which we're really proud of. A little bit about Holly. She's from a sporting background. She was one of 2 winners in the APO's annual Little Drummer opportunity, which gives a young person the opportunity to play with the full APO on stage. And she performed in our APO for Kids Christmas concert last year, and that inspired her to the point where she then went on to do some further work in with our APO summer school. It was her first experience in something like that, and in fact, when her family came to the concert, it was their first time to a concert in the Auckland Town Hall, and she brought all her family with her, and her dad's with her here today. So I think it just goes really to the heart of what the orchestra, what a professional city orchestra can do for a city and for future generations. It's just really, really important work. Last week we had more than 100 young students on stage in the Civic, ages 5 to 21, playing with the full APO, and dancers from Atamira Dance Company. And it's an example of the over 20,000 students every year that actively participate in the APO's education programs. In addition to their musical learnings, these young people will learn team skills, leadership, initiative, developing their brains, broadening their horizons, and developing a love of music that we know will be with them for life. And that's whether or not they become a musician, whatever their life path. This is just an invaluable opportunity to broaden their horizons and just bring some really positive things into their lives. And yeah, it'll stay with them for life. Orchestras do really important work with youth in their communities, and as I said, we reach over 20,000 young people a year through our APO Connecting programs. We've just handed out a bunch of folders, and in those folders, one of the documents that you'll see in there is just a list of all of the work that we do out in and around the community. So this is in addition to all our main stage work. We offered education content to over 170 days last year, and that's in addition to all of the main stage work we do. There were 233 school visits where our musicians went into schools right across the region, and you'll see we've divided the spreadsheet into west, south, central and east, so you can actually see the reach that we have geographically right across Auckland. Our musicians are playing, mentoring, giving demonstrations and really growing the love of music with all of these people. So as you'll see from that, we really are living the super city ideal. Our work is possible because we're New Zealand's full-time resident professional symphony orchestra in New Zealand's largest and I should say best city. To be resident means we can have deep and lasting relationships with our schools, with students, with communities and with our broad range of stakeholders, including many of our other arts partners, and we do a lot of collaborative work all over Auckland, and we're really, really proud of these relationships. Last year we did 13 performances for students and families with full orchestra, including kids concerts, education concerts for primary, intermediate and secondary schools, including a lot of work with low decile schools, open orchestras in West, South and Central Auckland. We've got lots of opportunities for our musicians to play alongside APO. We worked with a local choir and a local brass band in West Auckland. We worked with the special piano education program, which is largely privately funded, where our young players have the opportunity to get up close to international professional soloists, and they get a great buzz out of that. We've got a really close working relationship with Auckland University and Auckland Youth Orchestra and a number of other community groups. So all of that education work is a part of the picture of what we do as Auckland's full-time orchestra, and strategically it sits hand in hand with our core main stage work, which we're also incredibly proud of. And that's really to inspire and entertain the people of Auckland, and with great orchestral music of the past and present. And it goes a long way to contributing to make Auckland one of the world's most livable cities, and we've just heard evidence, and congratulations to all of you for being in the governance and leadership roles that can allow those awards to come to us. In 2015, we presented 52 of our own concerts and events, so that's an average of one a week, obviously. Plus, we played for the opera, the ballet, the film festival, Auckland Arts Festival, the Michael Hill International Violin Competition, New Zealand Aria Competition, Auckland Choral Society, and many others. We played in 15 venues from Manariwa to Henderson to Takapuna and, of course, Auckland Town Hall. We have 70 full-time permanent musicians, 26 full-time equivalent staff and an annual turnover of just over $10.5 million. Last year we played to 109,000 people, and that's up from 105,000 the year before. So our audience is growing all the time, and that's audience in the hall, in the community, and now we're really proud online as well. We did 27 main stage concerts. We employed over 70 New Zealand artists as soloists or presenters, in addition, of course, to our full-time core strength of 70 musicians. We did 11 world premieres and 5 New Zealand premieres. So I think it would be fair to say we are New Zealand's busiest orchestra. Key recent achievements and outcomes. I think this feels like a really pivotal period for the orchestra. Last year was our last with Eckhard Stier as our music director. He achieved some really wonderful things over his 7 years with us, lifted the orchestra to a new level, increased international recognition of the APO, and looking back on that period, we did things that we just never could have dreamed of beforehand. Some really big artists and repertoire and some very ambitious projects. So in the last year, we have continued on our artistic growth strategy. We've appointed a new music director, Giordano Bellincampi, who starts with us next month, and I really hope you're all able to come and hear him at various times during the year. He's a wonderful musician. It's a very exciting appointment for us. We did some great concerts last year with lots of orchestral favourites, pictures at an exhibition, The Planets, Shostakovich. We gave the Town Hall organ a fantastic workout. We did concerts combining jazz and orchestral music. Lots of things, opera and concert. We're working collaboratively a lot with New Zealand Opera these days, which is really wonderful and very rewarding for both organisations. We started a new partnership with Auckland Museum, which is continuing again this year.